you guys, everybody likes routine. You like to know what you're doing, when you're doing it, and I'm sure you get the same routine on game day. Your career has kind of shown you that you need to be able to adjust. I mean, from Tennessee to Indy to playing to kidney to all this. How do you balance routine with sometimes you just never know when you have to adjust?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's been all of our lives, I'm sure, the past whatever months. So yeah, it's been tough, but trying to keep a normal routine as much as possible. Again, starting way back in April when we're supposed to be coming in here for spring ball and OTAs and stuff, and then doing the Zoom meetings and finding a new routine in that, and then finding a new routine in the summer, finding a new routine in how we're doing training camp right now. It's just what it is, and it's been different, but it's been good, and credit to our coaches and our staff of keeping it as close to normal as they could, and we've been able to get a ton of work in.
Thanks, Jack.
Phil B.
Hey, Jack. Thank you for your time, sir.
Yeah,
You've always taken pride in your blocking, and I know there was a time when maybe there was a nickname, you were the jack of all trades, but you combine that blocking with being a good pass catcher. I'm wondering what you thought when Jonathan Taylor was drafted and Roosevelt Nix is added to the roster, and you're thinking, gee, my big boy pads better be ready because I think they might want to block on the edge a little more this year.
Yeah, I love blocking. I'm super excited to have Jonathan, and then I've obviously Rosie's locker is right next to mine, so I've got to talk to him a bunch, and going against him back in the day versus the Steelers when he's a good special teams player for them, and talking to him, and I'm really excited about not only what he's going to bring to our special teams, but definitely what he's going to bring to our offense, and having a true fullback and how that teams defenses don't see that a lot anymore, and they got to spend time working on that against us, and adds a whole new dimension to our run game. So really excited about that, and Jonathan's a great guy, and really excited to see him get going once we start getting these practicing against the defense here in the next couple of days.
In your opinion, what makes a good blocker?
The first thing I always tell people, especially as a tight end, is you got to want to do it. And if you want to do it, you're on the right track, and you'll and then you start working on the techniques and getting coached up and just trying to get better a little bit every day.
Thank you, Jack.
Ken Bowen.
What's up, Jack? I'm sure a big part of your offseason, or at least part of it, has been learning to catch balls from Phillip. As a pass catcher, like what are you looking for in those sessions? Like, is there kind of a learning curve at all? And could you describe maybe how the ball comes out of Phillip's hand?
Yeah, I guess a little bit of a learning curve. Just more so, not so much when we're just throwing out there on air, but that comes up more when even we've been doing these walkthroughs and we're kind of going a little faster than we normally would in a normal walkthrough, and just seeing how he sees the defense, what he wants you to do in certain situations. He's kind of pick his brain in that sense. And he's a great quarterback, and some of the things I've always noticed about great quarterbacks is they know your problems as a receiver or as a tight end, and they make your job easier in ball placement and the velocity on the ball and all different types of things that they have seen and done so many times. So yeah, it's been great. It's been great getting to know Phillip through the summer, and then getting to spend more time with him here in the beginning of training camp, and excited to get going for real.
Stephen Holder.
Hey, Jack, how's it going?
Hey, Steve.
Hey, we know that you've been with Frank a couple years now, so you know that there's an emphasis on the tight end and the system that you guys run. But I'm wondering if you could speak to a couple things. Number one, in what ways does this system really kind of accentuate what you guys do? Like just specific ways that like fans could understand. And then The other thing is just Phillip, and I know he's had some success with tight ends too, and just how much do you know about that, and has that come up in conversation with him or workouts?
Yeah, for sure. With the system, kind of the first part of your question, it's just great for tight ends. They put a lot of trust in us, a lot of responsibility, and asked to do a lot of different things, and asked to do things that you do well. That's a sign of a great coach is putting you in situations where you have the best chance to be successful, and that's what Frank and Nick and the whole staff do on offense, and getting to know Phillip and obviously knowing his love for tight ends and his past has been great getting to know him, and myself and Trey and Mo and all the other guys being able to pick his brain and see how he sees things and see some old film on him, and how a tight end ran a certain route and what he liked about it, has been great. And like I said, it's a long build up for some live competition practices that are coming soon that I know that whole locker room's excited about.
Mike Wells.
Hey, Jack, how you doing, man?
Hey, Mike.
Hey, along the lines with Phillip, now that you've been in the building with him and just interacted with him, how would you describe his personality? Costanzo was saying he's kind of that, junior high guy as far as energetic and just loving the game and stuff.
Yeah, that's a good description by AC there. He's just fun. He just loves football. He is like you said, AC described him as a middle school kid. He's just a middle school kid who wants to play football. What I've been so impressed with is how much he cares about getting to know his teammates, not just the offensive guys or guys he's going to be throwing the ball to or guys that are going to be blocking for him. He's interacting with the defense a ton, and if it's playing cornhole in the locker room or things like that, it just wants to get to know his teammates and wants to be a good teammate, and that's been really cool to see, and it makes a guy fun to play with.
How contagious can that be inside of a locker room, especially when you have it's a new face and playing arguably the most important position on the roster? Yeah,
for sure, it's huge. I really do believe that just seeing him interact with guys and guys building a relationship with them, that's huge when it comes to football and how much of a team game football is. And like I said, it's been cool to see.
Go 2 more questions. Joel Erickson.
Jack, after what you went through 2 years ago, what did it mean just to kind of just play every game last year and get back to being? I mean, you'd always been so durable before. What did it mean to do it again and get back to it?
Yeah, it was truly my only goal going into the season, was just be available. So yeah, it was really cool to do, and ready to go do it again. Just want to be there for the teammates. Some things are obviously out of your control, but just want to be out there. I love football, and love playing with my team. So yeah, it was a good feeling, and excited to keep moving forward with it.
Had you ever gone into a season before with thinking that was your goal, or was that kind of a new thing to have to worry about?
Yeah, it was definitely, my NFL career was definitely the first time I've been through, a season-ending injury. And so it was different. It was a different off season, different, summer, different training camp. Everything was different about it. But yeah, I guess, yeah, it was definitely a new thing to me.
Last question, George Bremer.
Hey, Jack, thanks for your time.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, with all the new pieces on offense, is there more focus on details right now? Do you have to be even more locked in the short time that you have in this training camp and with no preseason games?
Yeah, definitely. We've done a great job through the spring, just having those Zoom meetings. We were able to go through a ton of details of route concepts and route details and run game details and, pass pro, everything, So that was great. And that was, again, a credit to our coaches who did a great job in running our spring program. yeah, whenever you get a quarterback who's played a lot of football and has the ability to change things at the line of scrimmage and get in optimal plays, you definitely got to be on your details every snap because it could the play could change like that, and set hut, you got to be ready to go. So yeah, in that aspect, definitely.